as you recreate the
Dylan!
You recreate the Predator meme.
That was weird. You rolled that twice.
That one's rolled 4, like 5
You did it? Okay. Hey, welcome back. So, when we last left off, you guys had successfully tied down a mother and decapitated it before stealing its children in order to deliver its head upon
eggs. That's what we were doing.
to the brigadier.
Sorry.
As we resume, would you guys like to do anything before you immediately head there?
No. Josh just give it up at this point. He doesn't care if you get caught with eggs.
Okay.
Mine are securely hidden.
Oh, I forgot in your bag. Okay.
All right. Axe, continuing purposefully forward, continues to follow you guys, leading you guys. He follows you guys. He leads you guys back to where the encampment is, and to Brigadier Manning's. As you eventually arrive in the camp,
it's secretly Brigadier Manus.
Oh, Zach!
he reveals. He takes off his skin like he's
Red Skull.
Yeah, or like Scooby-Doo.
Terminator.
Yeah, sure.
Rips it off like in chunks.
Ugh. Anyway, so
in that moment when you take the sticker off and part of it is left over.
It's just like halfway. Oh god. Anyway, so as you take your hard-earned griffin head back towards the camp, you eventually make it there, arriving about 2 hours later as it's approaching evening. As you approach the camp, you see a few of the men kind of give a nod of respect as they're just continuing. As you see, they're cooking a few.
Flash like the award-winning sparkle smile, as in like.
All right.
Ding!
Yeah. Ding. As you wink towards them, you get a couple of like kind of looks. Are we recording?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just wanted to check. As you guys make your way in, you eventually arrive upon the yellow tent with the border. I'm sorry, am I not interesting enough for you? I'm kidding.
That's not what that
I'm
was.
Do it.
You can't hear it, but there's a knife.
A knife has.
That was probably very loud.
I'll give you my hard-earned head.
Anyway.
It's gonna sound. These things are gonna sound terrible.
Yeah, D&D ASMR all the way. So, as you make your way in, you eventually open the tent. You see Brigadier Manning's still there in the same position he was, where he seems to be.
I was expecting you to say he's still there in his pajamas.
No,
just like in a onesie.
He's currently sitting there, just like hunched over his desk. Not hunched over, like leaning casually on his desk, looking very bored. As he's currently like just chucking darts at a far just plank of wood. There's nothing on it. As he's just thunk. Sees you enter. Ah, well, you've returned.
Can I just like
Okay.
onto his desk?
Well, good work. The reward is with the Adventurers Guild. Bugger off.
I'm gonna leave the party out here.
All right. As you guys abruptly make your way back out of the tent, leaving feeling a little not quite as fulfilled as you would hoped that would be. Eventually taking some time to make your way back to Succumber. It is approaching dusk, where the sun is beginning to set. As you make your way to the Adventurers Guild, eventually complete the exchange with Captain Hoffman, as you receive 75 gold pieces split 4 ways. 5 ways. 4 ways? 4 ways.
4 ways. So how much is that?
As Axel, Simon, and Kepesk, you each receive 16 gold, and Simon, you receive 17. You, however, receive 25 due to the rank of your status.
Is he higher rank than us?
Yes, he is silver.
I mean, he's
a much shinier emblem than your own. As Captain, you are currently Copper. As Captain Hoffman kind of just, well, thanks for dealing with that, and good luck, I suppose. Bugger off, you can split this however you like. However, he gets 25, considering his rank and the fact that he had to put up with you a lot. Anyway, be off.
I want to do that, and back out of the place.
He gives you he raises his mug and takes a sip as you head back out.
So this cocksucker's with us forever.
Nah, I'm gone.
You
think I'm gonna stay with you?
Do you say that in character?
Yeah.
Okay. As Axel says, well, a wonderful time was had by all, I'm sure, but where are you staying tonight, if you don't mind my asking?
House.
Well, the night is still young. Would you care to drink with us for at least a little while? I don't think this partnership needs to end so immediately. We could certainly use some assistance.
Whoa,
Are you sure we should be drinking again?
Well, I don't know
don't
about
call
you.
a date until you buy him dinner. So sure. I don't think that one can drink.
You don't tell that one whether he can drink or not.
He can. The issue is maybe whether or not he should. Great. I wish you could see facial
This
expressions.
is the most angry mother face I could manage.
That was some rage.
Wasn't even targeted anywhere near you.
You don't get to talk to him that way.
Rick.
All right.
Continue, I'm sorry.
Can you hand me the bottle of water over there on the bed?
Absolutely not.
As you guys continue making your way towards, where would you like to head?
I want to lead them to the...
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna actually stop.
Do I know any, underground
Oh wait.
cool places?
Succumber is fairly small. There aren't really any interesting places outside of the Seventh Stringed or the Singing Sprite. But being more of an adventure-friendly establishment, you would be a little bit more familiar with the Seventh Stringed Sprite.
Okay.
The seven-stringed sprite.
What did I say? Oh,
That's
yeah,
what
no,
I said.
the Seven-Stringed Harp. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'll go there.
All right.
I'm actually gonna check
Where is
the
this
quest
water
board.
bottle?
Okay. As you go over and check it, there is currently nothing new. Just same as the old. You gather from the general staining of the wood and things like that the quests that were not taken, the ones that you guys did were kind of like the leftovers of some of the higher tier adventurers. For example, Manus's quest to track down and kill the Shambling Mound, which he of course did not succeed despite preparing much material on in his book that he wrote.
Oh, you wrote that.
Yes.
We took the book, right?
Yes.
You did.
I
You
didn't
still
write
have
that
it.
down.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't write it down.
You fool. So as you make your way towards the Seventh Stringed Harp, sit down, order a meal, and kind of buy a few rounds. You all begin to enjoy and relax a little. As
I have something I'd like to do.
okay, what would you
Okay.
like?
Well, actually. Okay. All right. Hey, big guy. You still have that book, right? From Manos.
Yeah.
Do you think I could have that?
He's not
I
drinking.
shook
He's
it
just
down,
pouring it
damn.
on his face.
Yeah.
I'll take good care of it.
I'm gonna.
He's-
Oh.
Thank you. Okay.
So,
Is our dwarf buddy anywhere?
make a perception check.
4.
4.
Can I help?
You're
Can I help search?
do you
I feel like he's
if
a
you
pretty
tell him,
obvious.
then yeah, you can
Okay.
take a look around.
Yeah.
As
You're taller than me.
yeah, you are essentially restricted by the height of most of these places. You, however, being fairly tall, do manage to spot out your friend Cornan, just kind of alone in this time at a farther corner of the bar.
Does he still have infinite drinks? From
Um,
Ryan
he-
paid for his tab?
It lasted a very long time.
Oh.
But
6
he
hours.
has seemingly he has a couple of he has a couple of drinks around him, but he's just kind of like over in the corner, like head in the crook of his arm as he's at a table.
Okay, I'm trying to think of how I want to approach him.
I have a thing I would like to do as well.
Okay.
Whenever Kepesk isn't like interacting,
Actually-
he's just T-posing.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save what I was gonna try to do because I have a better idea.
Okay.
So
What do you want to do?
just as of now, I'm just gonna keep.
So casually, as like I've taken a few drinks and everything like that, I want to kind of like push back my seat and like pull out the can I just call it a sitar? My instrument.
Your sitar, yeah.
Just a dark.
And I want to kind of like just very quickly play a few chords, and then I want to stand up and kind of like wobble my way over to where the harp is, and
Okay.
I want to start to play Country Roads.
Okay.
The equivalent of Country Roads. Dirt roads. I don't know.
Dirt streets.
Okay.
Dirt streets.
As you go up and kind of like begin
Cobblestone Avenue.
as you begin to kind of like tap your feet to it, go ahead as you try to begin to harmonize with it. Go ahead and just roll a straight performance check.
Can I have an actual thing? Thanks.
Since you're taking some time to do this with advantage.
Thank you. 27.
27.
Ooh.
As you begin to. That's not it.
Just
Are
the
you
devil
actually
went down to
using-
Georgia.
As you begin to kind of harmonize with the harp a little bit, beginning to find the tune and the beat, you begin to tap your foot along with the song, and give you a rendition of a similar folk song popular with the working class of folk. As after a few moments, like a few people who are currently paying attention, and you see the bartender, the male guy with the kind of short orangish hair, like almost in a bowl cut, kind of comes over and he's continuing to just wash a glass as he's watching you play, and you actually manage to a degree captivate, like, of the people who are there, everybody except Cornan, who is you gather by this point fast asleep.
Oh.
Just kind of begin to strike up a tune.
How am I fairly close to him?
Yeah, you're
Can I
pretty
toss him my hat for tips?
sure.
Oh my god.
As you just kind of like throw it down, a few people like, and as you eventually
Can I like throw winks at varying people?
sure, just go ahead and make it just a straight charisma check.
Well, I guess that was fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
11.
11.
Wait,
you,
is that no? Yeah, it's just straight charisma.
Yeah.
11.
As you're just kind of taking a look around, you're like focused a little bit too much on this, as you're just like really putting your heart and soul into that, and you remember at moments, oh yeah, I gotta like spice up the crowd a little bit, and you kind of you got back to playing. It's not the most beautiful of sight, but you seem to give it a little smattering of applause, as you actually at the end, a few people like put down a few copper pieces and silver pieces, and
Oh, yeah.
and by the end of the song, you eventually have amassed about 16 silver and
That's really good.
yeah, in total, and like left over like 6 copper. Most of that is in copper, but there are some silver pieces in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
Can I just,
managed
like,
to scrounge up a
okay,
fair bit of
after
coin.
After the crowd's gone, I just kind of want to like continue to just kind of strum it, just
Okay, as you just kind of continue enjoying it.
kind of trying to outplay the harp, like.
Sure. as it does eventually switch songs, strangely. Just it kind of key changes and fades into a new one, as just kind of, it seems to be eternally improvising its own tune.
Can I try to replicate that too? But, like,
Yeah,
slightly
it's pretty freeform. It's
okay.
like freeform jazz almost.
Okay.
It's like I would never want to be in that place, but like it's fairly pleasant.
Oh, okay.
It's just kind of continuing to flow and keep things going. Freeform jazz sucks?
Shut up! I like it.
No, it's bad. You're wrong. Disadvantage.
I like lobby music. So.
Lobby music is acceptable. Anyway, enough about jazz. As you continue to kind of just enjoy this general atmosphere, as Axel eventually comes up you guys kind of enjoying this
Wait,
brief moment of
I'm
respite.
gonna put my copper piece in the hat.
All right, you get 17 silver and
I knew
in
I
fact
found
7.
that under my mattress for something.
He's a little bit like, thanks. Just wait, did you actually say the mattress thing out loud?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Oh yeah, that was pretty
Just
great.
like, thanks, kid.
As you guys are kind of continuing to enjoy the general sounds and atmosphere of the bar, the drink's starting to have an effect on you. Axel comes up, still enjoying a drink, and he just kind of looks to you and says, "Well, I see your talents go beyond that of a sword, and
You betcha.
honestly pretty cool. I like that.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Nice to
I
meet a fan. Do you want an autograph?
no,
Oh.
but it was solid. I'd give that like an 8 out of 10.
Better
Like
than
a
5?
7 out of 5. So listen, I gotta be real with you. Now,
Whoa. If you're coming on, I get
No.
it. It's fine.
all right, like, not saying I'm not, but like, I'm not saying I am.
Okay.
There's nothing.
Okay.
I think we're both misreading this. Anyway, so I have a friend who is trapped in another dimension, and I think I can get him out. But I'm gonna need all the help I can get. Now, I know you work alone, you maybe don't want to work with us. But if you can at least ride with us for the next 2 days, I can promise whatever rewards we can get, I can promise my share of the rewards will go directly to you until you feel that you have received enough to compensate for this.
Can I think about it?
Well, you can. I'd like it if you just answer, that'd be good. But like, you can think it. That's fine.
Just very dramatically thinking man pose. Like,
Okay. As you're just like, like
triangle snap.
the like stress music from the last campaign starts playing. Yeah. All right. As you sit and think, as he's just kind of like begins ordering a few more drinks. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
I'm gonna order a bowl of meat again.
Another bowl of meat.
Weird.
As you talk to the bartender, a bowl of meat. I can't say that's something that's directly on the menu, but I can probably hook you up. Give me like 8 minutes.
8 hours.
I'll make it 12. And he heads to the back. About 16 minutes later, you do receive what is essentially a bowl of a few different meats. It's not quite the quality of the sevens of the singing sprite. You assume due to the fact that that was a dish that Strong made specifically for himself very often, and that he enjoyed. As you do receive it, and it for you would be about a silver.
I don't have a silver. I have 17 gold pieces.
Well, you can exchange a gold for
Wait.
10 silver.
Don't you have a
Wait, no, I had more before.
Hold on.
What?
I had more than 17 before death.
Well, you just got 17.
I don't remember what I had before.
tab? Rip.
Well, that's
And
unfortunate.
I erased it.
Well, you had at least let's see. From before that, you had at least
We were given the same amount, right?
you had at least 50 because 150 was split up between the three of you.
Yeah.
For the contract with the Shambling Mount. And for before that, you at all received the reward for the 100 gold, and then you paid that back, not getting anything out of that.
And then Kepesk and I had ours stolen.
Yes.
So we were both at 0, so you should be at 67.
Yes, you should be at 67.
The same amount of money.
And you
Good
put that
thing you
at
guys
66
are good at
and 9 silver.
Because I was just going to be like, oh, that sucks. And not put in the mental effort to figure it out.
Damn, that sucks.
I was too, to be
We're
honest.
19 seconds into the video. Ooh. Anyway. 19 seconds. So, as you enjoy your bowl of meat, it's still pretty good. It's got a different degree of savory to it. There's a little bit less salt, but it's still pretty good. as you guys enjoying it.
Can I sit next to Kepesk and try to look through the book for anything interesting?
Yeah, as you scan through, you scan through a couple of sketches. You see wolves. You see the shambling mound. You do actually see a lizard folk at some point. You see a few, you see orcs, goblins. You see some sort of insect-like creature that you're not familiar with, and you do see a page that seems to be dedicated to humanoid-type beings.
Does Kepesk know what the insect thing is?
Taking a look at this, this wouldn't be something you're familiar with, being the area where you live in. You've never seen a sketch quite like this. Is this just kind of large beetle thing with fantastically huge mandibles? It's just kind of standing there.
I remember last campaign.
Ooh.
I don't.
We fought one last campaign in the. If it's what I'm thinking of, remember in the caves? This is a weird sidetrack. Never mind. Let's just continue.
Anyway.
Talk about, like,
as you guys, as you're just kind of flipping through, you don't see anything more than that. It just seems to be a compendium for creatures that he has encountered.
Manual of monsters, one might say.
One might say. I wouldn't.
Well,
But one might.
that's because
I'm gonna
A
start.
fantastic beast and how to kill them.
I'm gonna start keeping stuff in here. Like I'm gonna record the stuff we fight.
Okay, yeah. There's a, I would say at this point it's about a third of the way full.
You got a lot of room.
There's manuscript on this. Dutch, what are you doing?
I'm gonna after. Yeah.
Where are you in relation to all of this? Where do you want to be?
Yeah. Oh well, I was just on a chair by the harp.
Okay. Well,
And then,
considering your guys' position, you see Simon pull out a book that seems to have some inscriptions in Dwarvish.
I'm gonna ignore X.
Okay.
Just forget about what is going
Okay, you forgot about the 16 minutes of thinking you just did. All right.
Just because halfway through, I'm so focused on thinking that I just kind of forgot what.
What's going through your mind is think.
Wait.
Yeah. It's one of those crossing things.
Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of and because I was leaning back on the chair, so it's not one thing. So I'm gonna rock back and just kind of approach him with hands behind my back, just peering over his shoulder, what you got there?
I'm gonna push his face
As
away
you-
with my hand.
Hey, Kepesk, be nice.
As you
What
see
you got?
this, as you get close enough, you see the Compendium of Manus.
It's kind of a bestiary, I think. We found it on a friend.
Surprised you're
Do
not
you-
in there.
By
Monster.
chance happen to know how to read this language?
Oof.
Okay, I'm gonna smooth yahi and slide into a bar stool. So it'd just be where did you find this? As I'm taking it.
Okay.
I'm not I'm looking at it.
Well,
Just
we unfortunately.
How old are you?
You still in high school?
Later.
As you actually see Dutch kind of getting close now, you actually do see he has very similar ears to yours.
Noted, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
Our friend Manasio unfortunately failed a certain mission.
Manus.
Manus. Do you know him?
You're telling me Manus failed the mission?
Yes. He was killed in action. I'm not reading you here. What's going on?
Manus!
Yes.
Manus.
Manus, big.
Man ass.
Ma-
Sorry.
Manus.
We're forged. Yes.
Manus.
He. Yes.
He's dead.
My anus. Sorry.
Was he a friend of yours?
No, Uranus.
How did he die? Manus!
A shambling mound. It was frightening.
It's ironic that nature killed him.
We found him in the woods.
Oh yeah, I don't
Are
have his
you
head
okay?
anymore. I was about to be like, see?
Oh my god!
I don't have his head anymore, so. I would have done.
It's just a lot to process. Man,
If you knew
Yeah,
him, I'm
it sucks
very
when your
sorry.
friends die.
yeah.
It's not something I've experienced
Just
before.
totally oblivious
Okay.
to what he's implying.
Sure.
Well, shit.
I know
What
you
happened
are.
to the shambling mound?
We took care of it. It was rough.
It
I
tried
hate
to.
it.
Strength and
It tried. No, it actually tried to eat you. It was
I
pretty.
hate it back.
He did eat it. A little. Probably the first
I
time.
eat you next.
You're probably the first. Probably the first time you've had vegetables in a while, right?
What's a vegetable? I don't like plants.
I may have underestimated you guys. Anyways, so this is what he was reading.
As you're taking a look at this, it does appear to be blocky dwarvish text. You see a few bits about wolves. You see a little bit of what he seems to know about it, and then what they act like, and then weaknesses and how best to kill them. You see this for wolves. You see this for bugbears. You see this for orcs. You see this for goblins. There's a page for humanoids, with, like elves. You see that based on what's there, it's elves, Eladrin, humans,
Man, this guy
Gith
can go
Yankee, or Gith Zerai, excuse me.
Do you speak Dwarvish?
Yeah.
That's really cool. Could you give me some lessons or something?
Just like without moving his lips.
Well,
What are you willing to pay? I'm just kidding. And it just like, and I'm like dust, just rock dust.
Is it any good? Is it useful?
I mean, I'm not the best teacher, so I don't know if I would be able to like. I don't know
not
if
you.
it would be like.
We know you're useless.
All right, slow your roll.
Oh,
there.
the book. Okay. Yeah, I guess. I mean, just shows like what he thought about him, weaknesses, what he acted like, or what they acted like.
Weaknesses.
Just yes.
Well, that's useful.
I'm asking if you'll help me translate it.
What are the human weaknesses?
Do you want to open the page to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will.
As you take a look, do you want to read the page on humans?
Yes.
It just is peeing in Dwarvish.
I do actually kind of want to read the
Yeah,
page on
it's-
humans.
It's there is knowledge to be gained from this.
No,
You gather it's a referenceable piece of literature.
Look at my health and quest page really quick. I just realized.
You what?
Oh, I keep track.
Oh wow, that literally is just chicken scratching. As you read this, the page is titled "Humanoids in Common," and then immediately after it is "Humanoids in Dwarvish." As you just kind of scan down the page, elves, humans, halflings, gnomes, Eladrin, makers, Githzerai. The line between these strange beings are arbitrary, generally no more than appearance. They claim to be so different from the beasts they hunt or the monsters they slay.
Boy's a little political.
The only thing that separates them from other beings is their ability to create almost as much as they destroy. They maintain pack mentality of beasts, but the lust for conquest of monsters. What then makes them more superior? It is a question that haunts me. At times I feel cursed to be made in their image, to be forced to conform to their ways so that they do not grow hostile. At other times I am confounded. To see them when they are not at each other's throats, when they help one another, or when they make merry with ale and wine, gives me a sense like no other. It is as if I sense internal injury or malfunction where there is none, similar to a tightness of pistons where there are none. I do not understand. I seek to learn what this sensation is, but more so I wish that it would leave me. In short, humanoids are strange, and my alliance with them is uncertain. When fighting humanoids, be wary. Their weaknesses lie in their joints at the base of the neck, top of the head, and center of the chest, although the chest and head are often very well guarded. Keep it at distance, and remove one or both legs before disabling arms, and finally destroy the head.
Oh, sweet. He likes to take them slow.
insightful.
Yes, very, very insightful. He was
Human notes.
he was a pretty,
Most of the rest is very similar to this in other pages.
pretty
It's all just the same. It's just all
Mixed.
he just was doodling.
He just like
Mixed
does like a
reviews.
search and replace for the words of different creatures.
he was quite mixed reviews on humans.
Meme review.
Manus
Human review.
um,
I will judge the sins of the mortals.
basically
sorry.
said like go for the joints, destroy the head.
Wait.
You know, be
Would
wary.
my thing be?
About lizard folk?
No, Dan. The other thing that we talked about the other
I'm not in this. No,
Okay.
it's not something you would have encountered.
But if you're asking me if I can translate this for you, is that what you're asking?
I mean, we could work together on it. I don't want to just dump a job on you. I do enjoy reading.
This book is not a job.
Translating is a bit of a hefty thing. I've done it before. It takes a while.
Apple.
It's a whole
Apple.
text. You know what I mean.
What are you writing on? Just in air.
It was supposed to be like translation says apple.
He's just
My language says
you can
apple.
create-
Apple. I was just saying that's
Oh,
how you write it down.
But you have a spell to like visually do that.
Oh,
For
yeah.
flame.
You can prestidigitate that
No,
into
can
existence.
I do that?
Yeah,
Just
you can.
Apple.
Oh.
And then like
You can.
like a 3D.
You create an apple.
Yeah, 3D model apple.
As you see, he just kind of like a magician, like produces an apple seemingly from nowhere.
Apple. And then I make it go away. And then I want to make like a piece of paper with a drawing of an apple on it.
Okay. As you
I know how
and it floats in the
translation
air.
works.
And then
I just don't know Dwarvish.
apple. I want to write it
in Dwarvish.
Yeah.
Okay, as the somewhat runic text appears in slight like glowing
Can I,
ember
like,
trails in the
as I
air.
write it, I have like a palm streak.
A what? Yes. Yeah, it's just
He like smudges it
yeah,
all.
the writing gets smudged along and it's just kind of and it's currently floating in the air. He's just kind of like
That's
Her handwriting.
fairly
is shit.
impressive.
Thank you.
You remind me of a friend I
Your
had.
handwriting sucks, though. You're not
Really?
one to judge.
Yeah.
Are they hot? You're young. I should. Feel very uncomfortable.
I'm gonna put my arm like between them protectively.
No,
You're-
he's just oblivious. Just
You're a straightforward person, which is amendable, but maybe it should be amended.
Just like the Kermit.
yeah.
That's none of my
Just
business,
take-
though.
Yeah.
That's none of my business.
Okay, so yeah, I can translate this for you. It's gonna obviously take a little bit. I might get like a page or two a day, depending on.
That's perfectly fine.
And I mean, your buddy over. Apparently, you have a dimensional thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm looking for water.
Do we want to
Thorsty.
wait?
No.
Okay.
Thorsty.
Thorsty.
Damn.
I just want to say we got a good group dynamic going on.
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, shoot. There's literally a gallon of water sitting next to me.
Thorsty.
Thorsty.
Thorsty!
Is that how you say it?
Drink.
I didn't get a lot to drink today.
You can kind of see like he's like starting to choke a little bit. And he's like,
I'm like smack it out of his hand. Stop. You good?
Yeah, fine.
You know, I'm gonna stick around. I feel like you.
Keep going.
Pat him on the back.
You were saying.
I feel like you're dangerous left alone.
I'm gonna punch him.
Oh my god!
all right,
No,
go ahead and
no,
make an
no,
attack
No,
roll.
you roll a 9.
Oh, that's better
No,
than what
sorry,
I
you
rolled.
roll a 6.
Oh, I rolled a 6 anyway.
Oh my god.
Whoa! Do you roll a 6? Oh come on.
I read the wrong port and it was for yesterday. Today's was a 6.
Okay.
I roll a 9.
As Simon, you remember you've been in this place before, higher on the street. As you recall, Kepesk just kind of whoosh
That is
I was
twice
just
now
back
that
out of the way.
Torton has physically worked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Wait,
freaky.
Can I like? I'm on a stool, right? 'Cause I like, moved my stool.
Wow, that was intense. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I don't
you
accept
could just
it.
kind of like push yourself back from the
Well,
bar and
I
bring
just
yourself
kind of
forward.
wanted to like, like lean.
Okay, as you matrix. I'm sorry. As you matrix dodge out of the way.
Just
It's
kind of
just-
like.
All right. Let's not get kicked out of a bar. This place is nice. They've got harps. Harp. It's not. Do you like harps?
I'm gonna just.
I like
I'm gonna
harps.
Take
He's
one of
a
the
little-
cubes
he's a
of
little
meat and like
soft.
stick it on one of my claws and just kind of slowly push it towards his mouth.
It's just,
I'm just gonna.
okay, as he eats a piece of meat off your claw, just kind of like.
I'm gonna like pet his head slowly.
No.
What?
Please don't. Did you guys hear
Can you stop him? Is there
I'm
any?
gonna very slowly and like uncomfortably tight just hug him.
I don't know how I feel about
I'm gonna
this.
continue to squeeze his.
I'm
gonna tighten.
This is all right. We're taking things a little fast. I mean,
I'm just gonna tighten literally
I-
as much as I can.
I mean, I like you too, bud. I love you.
Okay,
Oh.
I let go.
All right. Well, that's sweet, but listen. I think we can trust this guy.
I don't think you guys heard.
I don't.
He leaned over to me and said, "Did they take you?"
I mean, kind of.
Well, technically, yes.
As Axel will kind of like
Take him. I protected him.
as Axel kind of like comes over to you and whispers, get a little closer.
I don't think he's smart enough to betray us, but that's fine. Well, I trust him. Probably.
Serious about this.
No, he's cool. He's cool. Come on.
It's really okay.
He can leave any time, right?
He's cool. He's not a no.
Right? Tell him.
Sure. Yeah.
See?
As you give a knowing half elf wink to one another.
I'm gonna stay.
Cheers, I'll drink to that, bro.
As he lifts his glass to you.
Makes a glass.
It passes through the glass. It's like
It's one of
That's
those like
neat.
fake beer apps where like you can pour it and it disappears for like nothing.
he prestidigitates his smartphone into existence.
What if you just went?
Wait,
It's very gentle. A Pepsi bottle was opened.
Excuse me.
Coke
Whoa,
bottle.
whoa, okay.
Um,
I'm a brand trader.
You are a terrible human being with zero morals.
Sorry, I wish you guys could have seen that. I happen to be wearing a Coke shirt. That is Coca-Cola, not cocaine. So,
The shirt that says cocaine.
enjoy cocaine would be a great shirt. Anyway, as you guys enjoy the atmosphere of the bar,
can I like
it begins to
talk
wind
about
down a
the
little
book
bit.
with Simon? Just like as
Sure.
we're just being like, hey,
I'm gonna jot
man,
down
he sucks
whatever.
at drawing.
It's not great,
I'm
but
gonna,
it's
I'm gonna,
functional.
How is
Just kinda
Simon
wander
at
over.
drawing? I'm sorry.
Make a dexterity check.
Oh, that's not what I
Yeah,
thought.
I thought it was
11.
11.
That was a
He's about average. Like
Can I
he
give him
could
drawing
sketch out
tips?
simple ideas, but it's
Draws
not
pretty
nothing
good anime
beautiful.
girls. I mean,
how good do I draw? Because I
Um,
want to give him drawing tips to find better.
make a dexterity check.
Oh.
19.
19. Yeah, you're a pretty decent artist.
just great anime girls.
has done tentacle hentai.
Furry porn on the regs.
You can draw pretty well.
Okay, I'm gonna give
Sorry,
him tips.
tabaxi porn.
Just gonna give him some, I don't know, just average tips.
All right. You gather a few of the of the more some common types of enemies. You learn of certain entities that have resistance to physical attacks that Manus has encountered, and
This guy sucks.
and subsequently you learn that Manus has killed a lot, and you also gather that he has spent more time out in the wild than he has with civilized humanity. It seems that he just kind of joined here because he got to kill things professionally, and he lived with beasts for a very long time.
He was in it for the money.
Yeah. But yeah, so he did that. Discovered a few things that were resistant to physical attacks. Discovered a few things that were resistant to fire, etc. Things like that. Certain weaknesses, vulnerabilities of certain other creatures.
How old was man?
Judging by how old this is, well, go ahead and make an investigation check.
3. He's
Sorry, I should know. No, I do know my number. That is 13.
13. Taking a look at this, you gathered that the sum total of the amount of experience that's been in this, you gather that he's not terribly much older than yourself.
Huh?
Like he's not.
Created.
You gather that, or at the very least, this book. You guess maybe like anywhere from 20 to 40,
Okay.
approximately.
Maybe.
What? Do you mean, can you...
Like, in real life.
What?
What?
Oh. Let's pause for a second.
You done?
I spilled some
No.
chips.
No.
So,
No.
anyway.
They're terrible anyway.
So as you're continuing to discuss things around the bar...
I'm gonna head to Cronin.
Cornin,
sorry.
Cronin.
Sorry.
Um,
Cronin.
Kratos.
As you approach his table, he's still lying there, like head in the crook of his arm.
I'm gonna like not like roughly, but just kind of like shake his arm a little, like on the
You
shoulder.
do it. No response.
I'm gonna go back to the bar, order 2 pints,
Okay.
mugs or whatever, tankards.
About 4 copper.
Okay. I have 9 silvers, my smallest.
Okay, then you can get 6 copper and remove 1 silver.
Okay. So I'm gonna bring them both over, like very loudly, like on the table with them,
All right.
and then slide into the booth next to him.
You wait a moment.
Or across from him.
Still no response.
I'm gonna like just take like is he like this?
No, he's like this.
Okay, I'm gonna like take his head and just like.
You don't have to actually do it to me.
I know, I just like to.
Oh, I wish he was like this, so then you could do the thing where you're like...
There's no reaction.
I'm gonna like start like shaking him on the shoulders a little more.
Pour it on.
He's nothing's.
I'm gonna like lift his head up so I can see his face. I'm gonna put 2 of my fingers into his nose. I'm gonna cover his mouth.
Is he gonna suffocate yet?
I'm just gonna like hold his nose and mouth shut.
Okay.
So he can't breathe essentially.
Oh my god.
Wait for him.
How long do you do this for?
I'm gonna go like 15 seconds.
Okay. No response.
I'm gonna keep going for like another 15.
Oh my god.
Still no
Okay,
response.
I'm gonna let go because that's the point when your brain starts shutting down. I'm gonna pour the beer onto him.
All right, as you pour the beer on, he's. What are you doing?
My fingers were in your nose.
Dutch is losing it.
What are you doing?
I wanted to wake you up.
What? Well, you brought beer, so I can forgive
I'm
that.
gonna slide him the other one.
Slams it down. Completely finished. He is wasted.
Orion's dead.
Who?
Was he not the one?
No, it's him.
I'm gonna like like
Hershey Norio. Hershey Norio.
he's dead. Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
Hershey Norio is dead.
Did he die honorably?
Yes.
There's to him.
He drinks the other beer.
Well, I handed it to
Both beers are gone.
Yeah. So
He's just kind of like,
I'm gonna.
he's looking a little more solemn.
Well, I'm gonna set my arm down like this. I'm gonna say, he would have wanted this. And I'm gonna like open my hand, very obviously wanting to arm wrestle.
Okay, as he takes a look at this.
Put those on whenever Astral Orion needs to be like up.
All right.
Can we just actually arm wrestle?
No,
I would lose anyway.
I know. As he kind of like looks to you, just kind of. You're right. He would. As you recreate the Dylan. You recreate the Predator meme as you grasp, as he just kind of like, and you see like this kind of joy come about him, and blood rush into his eyes as they go red as he grasps you.
Christ.
Go ahead and make a strength check.
I'm gonna actually rage.
Okay, as you just are you gonna as electricity begins to crackle up and down your body, you're like, that's new. You're not cheating, are you? I get real mad when people cheat.
Are we gonna do this?
Yeah. Poof. Go ahead and make a strength check with advantage.
Yes. 15.
18. You as he just you are down. It's getting there. Go ahead and make another strength check. Hang on. What do you got?
19.
19.
This is actually kind of fun. Can Dutch play like a heavy metal rendition
Natural
that kind of
20.
sounds like this?
Oh no!
As you are brought another inch closer, you are struggling to keep it up. Go ahead and make another strength check. With advantage.
Yeah, I did. 19.
19. At this one, you bring it back up half as much. Beginning to push back. Go ahead and make another check. No.
Are we watching this?
Are you?
17.
Yeah, I can. I'm gonna play like a metal.
17? 23.
Intense guitar.
You're good, but not that good. And takes you down back a half notch.
I just got the image of the dude like breaking his arm.
Oh my god.
Go ahead and make another strength check.
16.
16? That is 8. Oh, you are that good, alright. as you bring him up a half notch, you're almost at the halfway point. Go ahead and make another strength check with advantage. Oops. That counts.
13.
13. He takes you back down a notch again.
Oh my god.
You're very close now. You're just like, you're pretty good. Go ahead and make another check.
Natural 20.
Alright, wait. Okay. As you just...
Both natural 20s.
It's a good fight, I'll give you that. Go ahead and make another check.
Too bad you're such a pussy.
20 total. Not
20
natural.
total. Natural 20.
No! Oh my god.
I think we're gonna be at this all night. Go ahead and make another check.
Wait. Is there anything we can
19.
do?
19 total.
No, we can't cheat.
As he pushes you.
Table breaks?
No, there was a loud slam as it impacts.
I'm gonna.
I wanna-
That was good.
Can I do like the?
That was good. You have my respect. As he just.
This?
Julian!
How do you whistle? Is that
What?
like whistle with your fingers?
Oh, I don't know
I
how
have
to
no
do
idea.
that.
So I want him to whistle to the fingers and like do that
Yeah,
and
okay.
have him bring him around to the cone.
You what?
Cornin.
Yeah.
You
Like I
whistle.
whistle my fingers and
bartender
do that to the bartender to
To
bring.
the bartender. Okay.
Just whistles at him, is like, get me beer.
Yeah, as he just kind of like, seeing this happen, he nods. Eventually brings over a couple of beers to your table. As Corner just kind of like,
Yeah, that was worth waking up for that. It's been a good time. It's been a good while since I've had a good arm wrestle.
his breath is rancid.
I was gonna say people like start passing.
I mean,
out.
I'm gonna do it back. Mine's probably not that great either.
As he just-
Just meat chunk like.
I'm gonna motion to
as he begins
Dutch
drinking more beers.
and just
Do you know any dwarvish songs?
Make a history check.
10.
10. You've heard a few.
Can I like sing a regular song but in dwarf?
You've heard a few. You don't super know them offhand. But you know the general like rhythm and kind of style that dwarves generally like to prefer.
Kind of like.
It's the
I can't
equivalent
right
of
now,
of
but, like improv a song about the situation that just happened.
in modern day terms, it's trap music basically. Just kidding. How great would that be though?
mumble rap.
You could probably try to do think of something related to this.
I want to pull up my banjo.
Your banjo. Okay.
You have a banjo?
As you watch him sling out a banjo. Alright. Go ahead and make a performance check.
That was perfect.
23. You managed to improvise a pretty solid song
Can I
related
like
to the
leg up
immediate
on the
situation.
table? Like,
Yeah.
the table. How tall is the table that they're at?
It's high enough where you could put your foot up on it.
Okay, yeah. I want to do that and just.
I'm gonna grab Cornin by the arm, pull him up to start like.
Yeah. As if people like cheer, like having seen this happen, as you're just kind of like banjo improvising.
I'm gonna start a bar fight. I'm gonna throw one of the tankards at the random patron.
Okay. Go ahead and make a dexterity check. 7. As you just like with malicious intent chuck a tankard at a random patron's head. As it just kind of like.
I could try.
Okay.
Whoa! What was that for?
I'm gonna grab Cornin by like the chest plate and just trying to throw him.
As you're
Does
like,
he
whoa!
count it?
As this is happening, you see the female bartender who you had seen previously, like car slide over the bar, and is currently dual wielding crossbows. He's just train them to. All right. I think we've had enough fun.
Wait. I want to wait until the exact moment that everyone has calmed down except Dutch because he doesn't know what's going on, and I want him to hit someone with.
Okay, so it is the most discordant twang possible. As you just kind of like catch yourself, like, oh, this is bad. As she's just like, well, this is unexpected.
Sorry, got caught up in the moment.
I'm gonna throw the other tankard at her.
Make a dexterity check.
11 plus 3, 14.
14. She effortlessly dodges out of the way and kind of points it at you. Out! You out! The rest of you, you play nice. Out!
I'm gonna yeet out.
Okay, as you step out, she kind of keeps it trained on you as you exit.
God.
Well, I'm very sorry about that, folks. Not a usual thing that usually happens in here.
I'm gonna take apart the bone mobile and start like chucking it through the slightly cracked door at her.
Okay, it's like ting 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 ting. It's just trying to ignore it. Terribly sorry about this.
I'm gonna take the
as you see, the
loincloth.
harp has actually stopped.
Oh.
Hang on a second.
It's
Okay,
just
sorry.
like.
The harp has stopped. It is like almost like in shock and disbelief. It's what's currently happening. Is it eventually just kind of like being stood. Start back up in a gentle tune, and she's like, "All right,
Well, free drinks on the house for everyone. As there's a rousing from all the patrons.
Give me is she
Um,
pretty?
She's fairly pretty. As she is still holding the crossbows akimbo, just kind of like on her hips.
I would like to.
As you scuttle closer. Getting a better look at her, you see that she has fairly long brown hair. It's kind of up in a ponytail down to her like mid back, and she's got like two like fringe things like lining her face.
Oh.
Like simple features, but like also kind of chiseled. It seems that she's like she's done some work in her time. She's not a weakling for sure. She's fairly strong. She's strong enough to hold the two crossbows. You don't know how effectively she could use them. But she's currently standing there in a simple white, just kind of like a button-down shirt that stops just before the waistline and simple black pants.
I would like
and boots.
Dutch vision. What he's seeing throughout this whole situation was like everyone was chaos. Like it's a lot bigger in his head than when you just like threw a tank at it or whatever. But like he like looks over and it's just like slow motion, like red tint. That's exactly what happens in his head. So he wants to like slide on over there and be like, "Hey, can I like attempt to charm her?"
As she's
Not
kind of like
magic
sitting there like,
charm, but like
"You're not on my good side just yet. Hold on." As she jumps back over the bar, still holding the crossbows. As the dude, the bartender, is just kind of like,
oh rip. Wait, is he her husband? Or
he's standing there like basically in shock.
How are you? Wait, is he hot? Is he good looking? Kind of.
He's okay. He's not.
We'll give him a good old.
He's got like a sort of like a almost low, like almost a bowl cut. It's kind of parted in the middle, but it's not really. And he's got a rather square face and a sturdy build.
Like, pod my elbow down and
She's
be
like, I
if
better
you
check on
if you
her.
spiked up your hair in the front, just in the front, kept the back kind of as it is. Just saying.
He like heads off into the back as the two of them disappear behind the bar, and the patrons go about enjoying the rest of their drinks.
Rip the guy I hit with the banjo. I'm sorry.
Just come on. Ow. As this is happening, and with that, what are we calling this one?
Bar
forward. Okay, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see where this picks up next time.